Everyone. All right, today I want to talk to you more about planning for your business, planning to succeed. Instead of just kind of sitting back and being a little bit more reactive to your business, I want you to be proactive. And I want you to think about different ways that you can schedule in pockets of time to move your business forward. Now, you're going to hear us talk all the time about IPAs, income producing activities. What are the things that you need to be doing to move your business forward? Now, of course, now we have the Pulse by Penny app. Penny is your virtual assistant. She literally will tell you on the daily screen what you can be doing each and every day. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that you commit to doing the daily and then on top of that, thinking about one of these things. Now, I have learned that if I am trying to reach out to new people, follow up with people, send samples, talk about the business, touch base with my teammates, if I'm trying to do all of those things in one day, any amount of time, it is very overwhelming for me. And my brain works best when I kind of get in my zone and I do that. Okay. So if you want to think of an adult chore chart for your business, this is what I recommend you doing. Now, this is my example. You can make it your own, all right? I also want you to know, a lot of times I'm going to tell people, if you're spending 30 minutes of a day on your business, it will move forward. Remember, it is the consistent, repetitive activity. You can't just do this for 1 week, all right? It is the consistent, repetitive activity. So, for example, I am going to spell out for you exactly what I try to do each and every week in my 30-minute pockets of time. Now, as a leader, obviously, I spend time on my personal business, and then I switch over and I spend time on team, coaching, training, all of that, all right? So for just the average consultant, this is what I want you to think about. On Sunday, what if you went ahead and planned out your social media post? We're going to do a whole separate training specifically on social media, but what if you had 2 to 3 posts set and ready so that you did not even have to think about it during the week? You could literally set a reminder in your phone if you wanted it to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning, 8 a.m. Great. Reminder goes off on my phone, timer goes off, whatever you want to set, and it says, make a post, right? But on Sunday, I have taken about 20 minutes to go ahead and figure out what those are for me. What I like to do is download the photo. You can use RF Social. You can copy it from any other Rodan & Fields consultant you see on social media. But I save the photo, I save the wording, or I type out my own wording, and I send it to myself on Messenger, okay? Lindsay Isham and I have a long conversation going on in Messenger. But that is my simple reminder that when the timer or the alarm goes off on Monday morning, 8 a.m., I am running all over the place getting ready for homeschool. So I don't have a lot of brain space to make this happen, but I've already planned ahead. I go grab the post and I make it, and it takes 2 seconds, okay? So social media on Sundays. Mondays are my new connections day. If you are not connecting, creating relationships, and or talking to new people, your business will eventually plateau or even go backwards, all right? So yes, even 7 years into the business, I am focused on new connections. Now, I like to do this on Penny, all right? She is the person who is my go-to for this, but I will typically crank it up. There's different levels on Penny that you can do, so I will crank it all the way up. She will give me 25 people to connect with on my Mondays, and I will go and use the app and go and connect with people. Now, am I immediately talking about Rodan & Fields when I connect with new people? No. It depends on who they are, all right? If it's someone that I haven't talked to since high school, I'm probably going to catch up with her a little bit. I'm going to see what's been going on her timeline. I'm going to interact with her and engage with her in some way. I'm going to tell Penny to remind me to follow up with her. And then maybe after a few conversations, I mention being able to send her a paper packet in the mail and send her some samples for her skin, right? Or if it's someone that I don't really know, there are days that I 100%, especially if we have an event going on, or if I am leading with the business specifically, but I usually do that on one specific day. But if I am leading with, my goal is to get out the solutions tool. My goal is to get out samples today. My goal is to ask people if they've ever tried Rodan & Fields today. Absolutely. On some days, that's what I do, every single person. Hey, Lindsay, just reaching out to you. Happy New Year. I am looking to help at least 10 new people this month with their skin, and I just wanted to ask, Have you ever tried Rodan& Fields before? Or have you found a skincare that you love, right? That opens up the conversation. That starts a conversation back and forth. Sure, there are people who say, I'm not interested. Okay, great. It's usually like 1 out of 10 people that I talk to are interested, okay? So that's why the number 25 for me is so important, because I usually have about 2 to 3 that are interested after those 25 new contacts. All right. Tuesday is my teammate day. I do coaching calls, I do training calls, and if you do not have a team, I suggest this be your training day, all right? Meaning you go to the Daily 2.0 and you watch a few trainings. You go to our most recent team training that you did not get a chance to listen to live on Monday night. On Tuesday, you are watching the replay. All right. Now, remember what I said about habit stacking. Now, if you are not listening to a training while you drive, while you get ready in the morning, or while you cook dinner, then you need to start adding one of those into your routine. All right. Those are usually mindless things that we're doing. And if we can plug that into our brain, I promise you, the more you hear about Rodan& Fields, the more you are a student of this business, you're going to learn tips and tricks that I can't share with you from other people on the Daily 2.0. You're going to hear their stories, that maybe it's a story of a nurse who lost her husband and really, really struggled during the pandemic and was looking for some help. And then you bumped into a nursing friend of yours and you're able to share her story with your friend, right? It's about connections. It's about learning. It's about understanding that as Rodan & Fields consultants, we're all doing similar things, but we're doing them in our own ways. All right. So there is a system that works for sure, but we all can be our own selves doing it. All right. So Tuesday, teammate day, touch base with your teammates if you have them, or get to training. All right. Wednesday, customers. I like to love on my customers. I like to make sure that they are doing like their skin is doing amazing. They don't have any questions. I definitely love sending new customers a thank you note in the mail. And I just want to follow up with them. This is the day that I check auto ships, okay? So my form of method, or my kind of method, is somewhere around the 25th, whatever Wednesday that falls on. I am looking at the 1st through the 10th of the next month, okay? So if I'm in January and it's the 25th, and I'm going to go ahead and look forward to February, I'm going to look at February 1st through 10th auto ships. I'm going to touch base with all of them, see how they're doing, see if they need anything else, see what I can do to help them update their account. And then I'm good to go. I like to do that all at one time, all right? And then, like near the 15th, the next week would be 25th, like near the 7th. I am looking at everyone from the 11th through the 20th, right? I like to do it about a week or more in advance so that they're not freaking out about the auto ship email or anything like that. And so this Wednesday is my customer days. I'm making sure that everyone's taken care of that needs to be taken care of. I'm sending out thank you notes and I'm just making a touch point with them. All right. Remember, a lot of this business is relationship based. So even if your customers don't do anything, you simply checking on them. If you know that they're struggling, you reaching out and letting them know you're thinking of them, that's huge, okay? You should be building relationships. It should not always just be, hey, do you need more skincare? Hey, do you need me to help you update your account? Okay? That's not the conversations that we have. So use Wednesdays to make sure that you're pouring into your customers. Thursdays, business prospects. These are the days that I love to either set up a coffee date, set up a Zoom, set up a call, or if I do not have something yet, if I do not have somebody yet specifically to invite to one of those things, or invite to a business presentation that we usually do on Thursdays, I am spending my Thursdays finding new people who are interested in our business, which means I am leading with the business. Now, I'll give you a trick. On Monday, when I'm talking to 25 new customers, 25 new people, connections, I'm kind of putting a star by the people that I really think could benefit from this business or would be freaking amazing at it, okay? And so I'm making a mental note that on Thursday, I'm going to bring up the business to them. Now, that may seem backwards to you. You may be like, oh, I just want to go ahead and start with it. That's fine. Figure out what works for you. But Thursday, my brain space thinks about business prospects. Do I need to follow up with them? Do I need to send them more information? What conversations can I be having about the business specifically? That is my Thursday. Friday, follow-up Friday. Whoop, whoop. Again, Penny makes this so easy for you. You go into Penny, you click follow-up, and you do all the follow-ups, okay? That's it. Should you be following up with people? Absolutely, all the time. How many times should you follow up with them? 5 to 12 times, most of the time. That's what it takes me before I get someone to say yes. Most of the time, I am planting the new connections. Like if I spend January through March really focused on new connections, then usually April, May, June, that is when the follow-up has happened, the fruit has come to fruition, and I'm gaining those new preferred customers and or teammates. Okay, so if you're looking back at your last 90 days, that activity that you've generated, remember, you're kind of filling a funnel, right? You're filling a funnel with new people. And the follow-up is where it happens. You have got to follow up with them. You cannot send one message. You cannot forget about them. You cannot warm them up for another consultant. Follow-ups are so important. Say it with me now. Follow-up Friday. Follow-up Friday. Yes, I need to follow up. Even if you have not heard from someone. I do not want you to commit a suicide. I do not want you to think, oh gosh, I'm sure I'm bothering her. You need to reach out to her. Hey, I just wanted to make sure my last message came through. It is totally fine if you're not interested, but I'd love to hear from you either way. That is my ultimate follow-up message, okay? That's it. I want them to communicate with me. I do not want to assume that they saw it and they tried to run the other direction. Do not think that people hate you for trying to help them solve their skincare concerns, all right? Remember, we have the solution to a lot of people's problems, whether it's skin or the business. So you got to follow up with them. All right. Last but not least, Sample Saturday. Now, I know a lot of you work full time. And so thinking about packaging these up and getting them out throughout your week is too much. And so spending 30 minutes in the morning on Saturdays before you get about your day is a good plan, because you should have been able to generate, like if I'm talking to someone on Tuesday and they say, yes, I'd love a sample, I write their name down. I usually make a note in my notes on my phone and I say, okay, you know what? I am happy to send that out to you. I send out all my samples on Saturday, so I will get that in the mail to you, right? So don't feel like every single time someone says they want a sample, you got to go immediately right away and get that to them. But let me also suggest that you have samples plentiful within your office somewhere, at your house somewhere that you know where they are. I like to have a basket full of them that is really easy access. I like to send 1 or 2 to each person at least. And again, I have a samples Google Sheets sheet on my phone on the app. Y'all, I use that app all the time. So if you haven't noticed, it is very, very, very user-friendly, super easy to know. But on my samples sheet, I mark down the date that I sent it, their name, and what I sent them. The other thing I kind of like to do is I will video or take a picture of several of the things that I'm sending them. I will go ahead and private message them so they're excited about getting it. And then when it's time for me to follow up, I can go back to the messenger thread and I can see, oh, you know what? I sent her a Give It a Glow and hydration serum. So I need to ask her specifically about those 2 things, okay? So can you see that systems are so important? Now, if you tell me, Lindsay, I cannot spend 30 minutes a day every single day on my business. Okay. Can you spend 3 days a week, 30 minutes a day, knowing exactly what you're going to do that day? Pick the most important things. Yes, you should be talking to new people, okay? Yes, you should be posting on social media. Yes, you should be checking in with your customers, okay? Those are the top 3 things. So if that's what you can do, that's what you do. You can add things on later, but I want you to get really good at being consistent. I should be able to say, hey, how did you move your business forward this week? And you should say, you know what? I did boom, 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 okay? That is what a successful business owner does. They take action and they are proactive in knowing how they're moving their business forward. So I want to hear, what are your non-negotiables? What will you absolutely do each and every week for your business? How are you going to fit that in? Do you like to do a little bit of everything each day that you work? Okay, great. If that works for you, awesome. If it's better for you to batch things, like I just said, then work on your plan of what you will do each time. I want you to go ahead and go into your phone and set reminders for yourself, okay? I still to this day have an 8 a.m. post on social media, alarm that goes off. It's not an alarm. It's a reminder on my calendar. Every day of the week, it reminds me to post at 8 a.m., okay? If you are not doing things out of habit yet, remember, 21 days to start a habit. Do that consistently, and then before you know it, you're going to be doing these things without even thinking about it, okay? That's where I'm at in my business now. Sometimes I have to stop and think, okay, what am I doing every day? I'm not really sure. So this is what I can tell you that I do for my personal business to move it forward, all right? Let me know if that helps in any way. Write yourself out a chore chart. Put some parameters, tell your sponsor, hey, I am committed to doing this on Monday and this on Thursdays. Okay, great, awesome. Do those two things. I don't care how many different things that you do. I would focus on the most important things first, but I want you to make sure that in 2022, you're not looking back saying, you know what, I was never proactive in my business. I am very upset with my results so far, and it's simply because I know I'm not doing the work. Most of the time, people always tell me, I know what to do, I'm just not making the time to do it. So that becomes a hobby for you, right? If Rhododendron is just a hobby for you, you will do it as you can maybe have some time that randomly pops up, or, free time is what we use our hobbies for, or when we do our hobbies, versus treating Rhododendron Fields like a business. I promise you, if you treat this like a business, it will pay you like a business. And if you treat it like a hobby, you're going to get paid like a hobby as well. All right. I want to hear what you guys are committed to, at least for this first month of January. If you're watching this later, commit to 1 month at a time. Do that. See what works, see what doesn't. Adjust, pivot. This is also part of being an entrepreneur and owning your own business, is you've got to be able to self-reflect and say, you know what, this worked really well for me. This did not work well for me. The 2 days that I have kids at school are the days that I use my brain space the most. Those are the days that I spend the time on the phone with my teammates, and/or I am spending time on the phone with business prospects. That's Tuesday, Thursday for me, okay? If you know that your brain works better in the morning, schedule that time in the morning. If it works better at night, awesome, schedule that time in at night. The point is, you have got to be proactive at scheduling what you will do to move your business forward in 2022. So I hope this helps you a little bit. I'd love to hear your feedback, and go get proactive.